Welcome, everyone, to the introduction of the Greyhawk Certified Digital Forensics Practitioner Certification, or GCDFP. In today's digital landscape, we face a critical challenge. Traditional investigation techniques are built for isolated devices and localized paperwork, whereas modern investigations involve multi-terabyte decentralized ecosystems. The GCDFP program is meticulously engineered to bridge this gap. It serves as an elite, APAC-aligned professional credential designed to transform technical examiners into hybrid experts who pair deep digital extraction mastery with unshakable legal precision. The core theme. The slide sets up the core identity of the GCDFP certification. It addresses the evolution from old-school, localized investigative methods to contemporary, borderless digital forensics. APAC alignment mentions its specific regional alignment, highlighting that the certification takes regional compliance frameworks, like those in Singapore and India, into account rather than just applying a generalized Western standard. The balance emphasizes that technical skill alone is insufficient in modern courts. An investigator must simultaneously be a technical master and an officer of the court. The modern investigative gap. Let's examine the modern investigative gap that professionals face today. Historically, digital investigations relied on traditional methodologies, examining a single, isolated desktop computer or a localized filing cabinet through linear extraction methods within a single jurisdiction. Today, however, we operate within modern decentralized landscapes characterized by multi-terabyte data pools, cloud-synchronized environments, and complex cross-border jurisdictions. The GCDFP program is explicitly built to close this gap, equipping practitioners to handle these staggering data architectures while ensuring that technical findings translate seamlessly into court-admissible evidence. The evolution of evidence highlights the shift from physical or single-device forensics to complex, multi-site cloud networks. The practitioner's challenge explains why legacy training is no longer sufficient. Investigators must now understand how to legally and technically extract data spread across global cloud structures. Bridging Tech and Law emphasizes the ultimate goal of the certification, making sure complex, decentralized data remains legally robust when presented in court. Global standards engineered for regional precision. Moving to Slide 3, we look at how the GCDFP blends global standards with regional precision. While our international foundation rests on established benchmarks like ISO/IEC 27037 and the ACPO Golden Rules of Digital Evidence, operational integrity is maintained through ISO/IEC 27001 certified operations. Crucially, the certification goes beyond Western-centric guidelines by fully integrating regional compliance frameworks, such as Section 65B of the India IT Act and Section 10 of the Singapore Evidence Act. Furthermore, it addresses the realities of multi-jurisdictional investigations by incorporating ASEAN Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty (MLAT) routing protocols. Universal Standards anchors the training in globally recognized benchmarks, ISO and ACPO, to guarantee that core investigative principles remain uncompromised. Regional legal relevance tailors the curriculum specifically to the APAC region, teaching practitioners how electronic records must be certified and admitted under local legal statutes like India's IT Act and Singapore's Evidence Act. Cross-border navigation prepares investigators to handle international boundaries smoothly using structured legal pathways like ASEAN MLAT routing protocols. The target practitioner ecosystem. Slide 4 outlines the diverse target practitioner ecosystem for the GCDFP certification, spanning both public and private sectors. In the public sector, law enforcement and government agents utilize these frameworks to drive criminal investigations, run cybercrime units, and handle national security operations. In the private sector, law firms and e-discovery professionals rely on it for civil litigation and cross-examination prep. Simultaneously, financial institutions and corporate security teams leverage these skills for internal fraud detection, compliance auditing, data leak response, and intellectual property protection. Cross-industry relevance demonstrates that digital forensics is not exclusive to law enforcement, but is equally vital for corporate, legal, and financial institutions. Specialized application highlights how different domains use the same core technical skills for unique objectives, ranging from national security to civil litigation and corporate intellectual property safeguarding. The unbroken chain, the 6-phase forensic lifecycle. Slide 5 maps out the unbroken chain through the 6-phase forensic lifecycle. We begin with identification, focusing on triage and the hierarchy of volatile data. Next is collection, where first responder safety and Faraday isolation protect physical and wireless evidence. Phase 3 covers acquisition, balancing live versus dead protocols alongside hardware write blockers. In preservation, we establish bit-for-bit integrity using SHA-256 cryptographic hashes. Phase 5 moves into analysis for deep extraction and anti-forensics detection, culminating in reporting, which assembles an objective, court-admissible dossier. End-to-end methodology establishes a rigorous, standardized workflow that prevents evidence contamination from the moment a device is found to the final courtroom presentation. Integrity enforcement highlights critical technical controls, such as Faraday bags, write blockers, and SHA-256 hashing, that prove the digital evidence has not been altered. Court readiness emphasizes that technical analysis is only half the battle. The life cycle must conclude with an objective report capable of withstanding strict judicial scrutiny. Curriculum architecture, Phase 1, Foundation to Extraction. On Slide 6, we examine Phase 1 of our curriculum architecture, which takes practitioners from foundational legal standards up to complex multi-device extraction. Month 1 centers on legal and ethics, ensuring students master the ACPO Golden Rules, ISO frameworks, and their role as independent, objective scientists. Month 2 moves into the practical life cycle, focusing on first responder protocols, volatile data hierarchies, hardware write blockers, and SHA-256 hash generation. Finally, Month 3 expands into modern hardware and networks, teaching students how to bypass OEM bootloaders, extract mobile and IoT artifacts, analyze PCAP packet captures, and map decentralized cloud logs. Progressive learning curve demonstrates a structured path that builds technical competence step by step, starting with the legal and ethical mindset before touching a single piece of hardware. Multidisciplinary extraction highlights the breadth of Phase 1, covering everything from standard drive imaging to advanced mobile bootloader bypassing and cloud log analysis. Scientific objectivity reinforces the program's core philosophy from Month 1. The digital forensic examiner acts as an objective, neutral scientist rather than an advocate. Curriculum architecture, Phase 2, Deep analysis and legal translation. Transitioning to Slide 7, Phase 2 of the curriculum dives deep into advanced file systems and legal translation. Month 4 tackles low-level architecture, teaching students to parse Microsoft NTFS and FAT formats, analyze $MFT record attributes, read MACB timestamps, and utilize USN change journals and volume shadow copies. It also trains practitioners to uncover anti-forensic techniques like time stomping, secure wiping, and data obfuscation. Month 5 focuses on dossier assembly, translating complex binary data into clear, court-ready reports while undergoing rigorous objectivity audits to prepare for tough defense cross-examinations. Low-level technical mastery moves beyond surface-level file scanning into raw file system architecture, record attributes, and hidden historical data, like VSCs and journals. Countering countermeasures prepares examiners for hostile actors who actively try to hide or destroy evidence using anti-forensic strategies. Bridging data to the courtroom emphasizes the transformation of raw technical data into digestible, defensible reports capable of surviving adversarial legal scrutiny. Month 6, the Valhalla VLE Operational Crucible. On Slide 8, we arrive at the culmination of the training journey, Month 6, known as the Valhalla VLE Operational Crucible. As a proving ground, students deploy directly into our proprietary Valhalla virtual learning environment. Here, they tackle high-stakes simulations involving active multi-terabyte corporate network breaches and ransomware incidents. Beyond technical resolution, they face the ultimate test in the trial, participating in live mock trial cross-examination exercises. Successful completion leads directly into professional talent-to-placement pipelines as a certified practitioner. Immersive simulation moves candidates out of textbooks and into a high-pressure, realistic virtual environment mirroring real-world enterprise cyber attacks. Real-world stress testing combines complex technical crisis management, like ransomware and massive data breaches, with verbal defense skills under simulated courtroom pressure. Career transition, direct connection to job placement pipelines, ensuring that certification translates directly into industry employment. The 100-question board examination framework. Slide 9 breaks down the comprehensive 100-question board examination framework, structured evenly across 4 core domains. Domain 1 covers questions 1 through 25, focusing on historical foundations, examiner ethics, and life cycle verification. Domain 2 addresses legal frameworks and custody from questions 26 to 50, emphasizing the 4 pillars of admissibility and regional APAC or MLAT compliance. Moving to the second half, Domain 3 tests collection and preservation protocols, write blockers, and triage, while Domain 4 covers advanced file systems, master file table parsing, carving, and anti-forensics analysis up question 100. Balanced assessment illustrates a structured evaluation model that tests candidates equally across legal principles, procedural collection, and low-level technical execution. Rigorous standards demonstrates the depth of the board exam, ensuring candidates are thoroughly vetted across every phase of a digital forensic investigation. Uncompromising examination mechanics and infrastructure. On slide 10, we examine the uncompromising examination mechanics and infrastructure that protect the integrity of the GCDFP credential. Our assessment relies on the Greyhawk Secured Exam System, a proprietary portal equipped with active virtual machine blocking, secondary monitor restrictions, randomized question banks, and real-time behavioral anomaly monitoring. To ensure absolute authenticity, this is paired with biometric security integration, requiring mandatory facial recognition and hand biometrics verification before candidates can access operational nodes or board exams. Finally, successful practitioners receive tamper-proof, cryptographically secured digital badges backed by instant institutional verification. Integrity of assessment highlights the stringent technical measures used to prevent cheating, unauthorized assistance, or environmental tampering during high-stakes evaluations. Identity verification employs advanced biometrics to guarantee that the person taking the exam is the exact individual earning the certification. Verifiable credentials protects the prestige of the qualification post-exam through cryptographic digital badges that employers and courts can instantly verify. The anatomy of the hybrid professional. Slide 11 illustrates the core identity of the hybrid professional through the anatomy of the GCDFP. The certification is built on the intersection of 3 distinct pillars. First, the independent scientist, focused on objective auditing, bit-for-bit integrity, and rigorous hypothesis testing. Second, the technical master, equipped for OEM bypass, file carving, $MFT parsing, and anti-forensics detection. Third, the officer of the court, who ensures flawless chain of custody, MLAT routing, and adherence to the 4 pillars of admissibility. At the center lies the GCDFP core, a professional who perfectly balances deep technical extraction mechanics with unshakable legal admissibility. Trifold competency demonstrates that elite digital forensics requires more than just technical aptitude, it demands scientific neutrality and deep legal alignment. Bridging roles combines the mindset of a lab researcher, a low-level systems engineer, and a legal expert into a single, unified practitioner profile. guaranteed outcomes and return on investment. On slide 12, we examine the guaranteed outcomes and return on investment for professionals and organizations undertaking the GCDFP. First, candidates master the complete life cycle, executing end-to-end investigations from initial triage all the way to court-ready reporting. Second, they ensure total admissibility by guaranteeing compliance with global and regional standards like ISO/IEC 27037, India's IT Act Section 65B, and Singapore's Evidence Act Section 10. Third, they deploy absolute technical precision through SHA-256 hashing, hardware write blockers, and Faraday isolation. Finally, they analyze complex digital architectures to recover deleted data, decode MACB timestamps, and neutralize advanced anti-forensic countermeasures. Tangible value proposition summarizes the concrete capabilities a graduate brings back to their organization or law enforcement agency. Compliance assurance reaffirms that the training directly solves legal and regulatory hurdles across multiple key jurisdictions. Defensive and offensive balance highlights both the technical defensive measures, write blockers and hashing, and offensive analysis skills, carving unallocated space and bypassing anti-forensics. Initiate the pathway. As we conclude our overview on slide 13, it is time to initiate the pathway. Professionals and organizations are invited to secure their placement in the upcoming cohort or arrange custom corporate pipeline integrations. You can access our communications directive and official clearance portals by visiting our website at https://greyhawkforensics.asia or by scanning the on-screen QR code directly. Take the next step toward elite digital forensics mastery today.